Science said that the Æther was dead. They buried it in 1887 and Michelson Morley ran the test, eliminated the source substrate, then popped champagne and called it progress. They spent the next 100 years quietly rebuilding it though, and then they called it the Higgs field, an omnipresent substrate permeating all of space, when the particles couple to at varying strengths to acquire mass. In science, that is not a new discovery. That is an ancient knowing that finally found a framework that it could exist within. It's the Akasha with a badge and a grant. And the field itself wasn't even actually found. What they found was the boson, which is the ripple, the disturbance in the water. They accelerated protons to 99.9999991% speed of light, spent 40 years and $8 billion just to confirm that the water moves. Now, some of us already knew that the water moved. Some of us have actually learned to move within it. This isn't a critique, science. This is an acknowledgement that we have two different methodologies that have been circling the same truth from opposite directions, and the gap between them is closable. Now, what science has built in instrumentation and rigor is extraordinary, no doubt. But what it hasn't yet built is a methodology for the interior, meaning for the observer, for the coherence, for the field as it interfaces with a calibrated nervous system. And that makes all the difference. It's not a failure of intelligence, it's a gap in the map, and maps get updated. So the fine structure constant is real. Propagation ratios are also real, and the geometry matters. But so does the subjective experience of a human being who has spent years developing the internal conditions that are required to actually interface with that which you are measuring from the outside. These are not competing truths. They are adjacent instruments that are reading the same phenomenon at different resolutions. Now, here's what's been learned from the interior side. Not from theory, not from reading, but from direct and repeatable experience, which is what I do. I build out this experience so you can get your hands on it. Coherence is the access condition. Period. A nervous system that is operating with integrity, that has genuine humility about what it does and doesn't know, and without the distortion of ego-driven intent, will touch the layers of the field that no external instrument has yet reached. And it's not because those layers are mystical in the dismissible sense. It's because the observer is literally part of the apparatus. Like, you already know this theoretically. Consciousness as a variable has not been solved. It's been bracketed, and bracketing consciousness hasn't made the problem go away. It's just kept the map incomplete. The work being done right here through archetypal